Kevin Stefanski is a hell of a coach, okay, and he knows that. But the flip side to it, because he's so exceptional, there's a reality that comes with his position. And when you hear all the noise emanating out of Cleveland, you know good and damn well, again, you ain't going nowhere. Your damn season's over. The teammates are on the sideline, hyped over what they're seeing. The one thing, yeah, you guys scored the touchdowns, I got it. But you don't sit up there and take Shedeur Sanders out. You throw him into the lion den. Throw him right in there. Let's find out what he does near the goal line. Let's find out what decision he'll make. Let's find out.
But that's not going to change your perspective.
But I think for me, it's a fine line there with Stephen A. Smith. I think his take on this is totally off. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, I don't see anything wrong with that because he is a young quarterback. And if you leave him out there, which I get what Stephen A. is saying, but even if the coach could, sometimes you have to save these guys from themselves. You got to save them from themselves. So what happens if you leave Shedeur in the system? And what Stephen A. said was, put him out there in the fire. Let's see what he can do, and just throw him out there. And my thing is, you could do that. But like I said, sometimes you have to save these players from themselves. What if you put him in that situation and the worst happens? He fumbles the football right here in that goal line situation. Or he throws an interception in that goal line situation. Okay? What does that do for his confidence moving forward? What would be the talking points from you and everybody else on Monday morning, this morning? What would everybody be saying? Oh, Shedeur, he can't get it done. Like I said, as a head coach, sometimes you have to save a player from themselves. And in my opinion, I'm not saying that that's what Stefanski was thinking. I'm not saying that that's what his goal was in that situation. But ultimately, it is what he did. He saved him from himself, because if he goes into that situation and he turns the football over, then we having a whole different discussion today. Okay, so sometimes you have to say these young quarterbacks from themselves. And with, Shedeur, he did it with his job, getting them into a position, lead the team on the drive. Okay, he comes out, you bring the Wildcat in. Judkins takes the snap, runs it into the end zone, finishes off the drive. I see nothing wrong with it. I think Stephen A. Is a little bit out of bounds on Stefanski on this. And we see the little bit of riff going back and forth with Stefanski and the Shedeur Sanders camp. You know what I mean? And it's like, you're not trying everything that you can do to help him succeed. And I think a lot of people was getting that from the coaching staff there in Cleveland. But I don't think this is the moment where, if you're Stephen A., this is the moment where you need to try to hold Stefanski to some type of standard. I think the moment which you missed is the moment during the press conference. This is where you should hold Stefanski's feet to the fire. That press conference where the reporter asked Stefanski, he was like, hey, did Shedeur earn another start next week? Is he going to be your starter in week 13? And he was, like, we're not going to answer. Like, no. It's obvious. Yes, that should be an obvious answer, which is yes. Yes, Shedeur, it will be our starter next week. Yes, he will be our starter moving forward. Yes, he will be our starter indefinitely. Or whatever adjective you should use to describe the fact that he is your guy moving forward, because he is your best option. So if you want to host Stefanski to the fire, it should be on that moment right there during that press conference after that game. That should be it, and not this where, he took him out and they ran the Wildcat, and you want to see what Shedeur could do in that spot, like I said, because sometimes you got to save a player from himself. If he goes out there and throws a pick right there, then we are killing him this morning.